This week's Parshas is Parshas Vayeitzeih. It says in the pasuk that Yaakov went and he took from the rocks. So Rashi explains what does this mean. This means Yaakov went, he took a bunch of rocks, put it under his head, and what happened? The rocks were fighting, because they all wanted Yaakov's head on themselves. So what happened? It says Hashem made a nace, and Hashem made all the rocks into one. So the question of this is that why is Rashi saying this whole confusing shot that there was a bunch of rocks? Why can't Rashi say very simple? When the pasuk says that Yaakov took from the rocks, just say Yaakov went and took one rock and put it under his head. What's Rashi saying this whole confusing shot for? So you can answer this based on Gemara Avodah Zarah and based on a famous kasha that the Beis Yosef has on Chanukah. The Gemara Avodah Zarah says if you're ever on top of a mountain, you're supposed to be very worried that Avodah Zarah was done there. And basically parts of the mountain are tummy. And the Gemara also says that a nace is never possible to happen on something that's tummy. So let's say there's something tummy, a nace will never happen. A nace is only going to happen if, let's say, it's tahar. And we know the famous kasha that the Beis Yosef has on Chanukah is that why do we light menorah for 8 days? We should light for 7 days. Why? Because the oil was supposed to last the first day. That's how long it was supposed to last. So that's not a nace that lasted the first day. It's only a nace that lasted the 7 days. So there was one of the terutzim for the Beis Yosef kasha is that the reason why we light the first day isn't because that the oil stayed good. The reason why we light is because everything in the Beis Hamikdash became tummy. The one thing that stayed tar was the oil for Chanukah. So that's why we light the first day. So based on this, you see from here that the only reason why we light the first day is because the nace that it stayed tar. So which means we had a nace, and the only way you could have a nace is if it's tar, and if it's tummy, you can't have a nace. So basically, you can answer the question. The reason why Rashi said this whole shot with the rocks is because Yaakov was on top of Har Moriah. Yaakov was on top of a mountain, which means there were parts that were tummy, and Yaakov knew this. And Yaakov knew that the only way you could have a nace is if it's tar. So Yaakov decided he's going to take a bunch of rocks. He knew that they're going to fight over it. And if, let's say, a nace happens, that means he's sleeping on something tar. But if a nace doesn't happen, then he's sleeping on something tummy. Basically, Yaakov wanted to know if he was sleeping on something tar or tummy. So therefore, Yaakov got a bunch of rocks. He put it under him. And when the nace happened, when he woke up, he realized, oh, now I'm sleeping on something tar. So that's how Rashi has to say this whole confusing shot. Have a great Shabbos.